Hi everyone, my name is Shay and I will be walking you through the Unit 5 lesson. Today we are going to talk about GitHub, but first, check out this website. Answer the following questions. What do you think GitHub is? What do you think developers use GitHub for? Why do you think it is important for you to use GitHub? And if you feel unsure, you can Google it. So go to Google Classroom, open up the slide deck, and check out that link that your volunteers left for you. Today, coders will export projects to a shareable online portfolio. And the vocabulary is GitHub and repository. All right, here's our lightning question. Who are some people you could see yourself sharing your code and projects with now and in the future? So by now you've done several projects. Who might you share those projects with now and in the future? Yep, you probably listed one of these people. So maybe your program manager and volunteers, friends, family, other coworkers, coders, favorite teacher or school leader, a college admissions officer, maybe coding bootcamp admissions officers, or potential employers. So all of these people might be interested in the coding that you're doing and the projects that you're building. All right, so let's talk about GitHub. Today we are going to create GitHub accounts. And this is really exciting because this is professional stuff. This is what real developers use to host their code. So GitHub is a website that professional developers use to save their projects, show their code off to other people. GitHub is also a really helpful tool for developers to collaborate. So you'll learn more about this in the fellowship program, but it means that coders are able to work on projects together. So they're each able to contribute their code and have it live in the same place. You can check out Popcode's GitHub. So I'm going to click on this link and we'll have a look. So this is what it looks like. I am patiently waiting for the ability to scroll. Okay, great. So this is what all of the code that built Popcode looks like. And what's kind of interesting is you can see there are even things that have happened even 7 days ago. So there are coders that are working on Popcode as you watch this video. So it's really exciting. It's a living, breathing project. All right. So what we're going to do is go to github.com and you are going to click the sign up button. Okay. So what you're going to do is go to GitHub and then here's the sign up button. It'll look like this right here in the corner. And then make sure your username is something obvious to you and appropriate. So you'll be using this account to submit work, publish projects, and share code with future employers. So keep in mind when you're sharing your code with future employers, with companies that you might want to have an internship at, you want to have a username that is professional and something that you're proud of. Okay, and then when you're signing up, choose the free option. And then finally, you're going to click the green finish sign up button. Okay, so don't pay for it, click free, and then click finish sign up. The next thing you're going to need to do is confirm your email. So pause this video if you are still on a previous step. Okay, I hope you've been pausing throughout the video, but what you're going to have to do is pause this video and sign into your email account. Okay, so it might be Gmail, it might be a school email, whichever one you check the most, and you're going to have to confirm that GitHub got your information, they got your email address, and you're going to click confirm to show them that yes, you have requested to join GitHub. And then once you've done that, you did it. Okay, so now you have a GitHub account. You are going to continue to use your username and password to log in. We're going to use it throughout the rest of this course. And if you do fellowship next year, you will be using it there too. So keep track of the username and password. Maybe you write it down. Maybe send yourself an email with the information. Well, actually, don't do that. But have it handy. All right, so GitHub is going to be used to build a portfolio. You'll store code for unit projects, you'll create a shareable online portfolio of your work, and you're going to publish your projects for others to view. So it's really this place to keep track of your work, but also a place to show it off and to share it with others so it doesn't just live somewhere on, a link in your computer. It's a place where people can access and see for themselves. But what about Popcode, right? Don't worry, you're still using Popcode to write your code. We're just using GitHub to store the code like the pros. Okay, so it's just a place where the code will now live. Popcode's where we're going to do all the coding. And then we'll use cool Popcode feature to export your projects from Popcode to GitHub, okay? So instead of it staying with Popcode, it's going to go to GitHub and stay there. Your online GitHub portfolio stores your projects in repositories, or repos for short. So that's just the name of where they live, okay? They're called repositories, or you can call them repos. GitHub repositories, they're like online folders for your code. So let's say you wrote an essay, right, and you had a sheet of paper with your essay. You might store it in a folder. This is where we're storing our codes in GitHub. So GitHub repos are different from Popcode snapshots because they can be updated without changing the link, just like a real website or Google Doc. So you might have run into this. You have to change the link when you're updating Popcode. You won't have to do that with this GitHub repo. After you export a repo, you can still make changes to your Popcode. Your GitHub will update with the new code when you click Update Repo. So let's say you worked for today and you created a website that you like, maybe your About Me website, and then you export it to GitHub, and then you realize that there's this picture that you really wanted to add, so you added a new image. If you select Update Repo, then the picture is going to now be added to all the code that you did before. Here's a lightning question. How might the work you want to send to these unique audiences look like? So just take a moment to think about this. All right, so let's think about publishing web pages. So we are going to export projects from Popcode to GitHub, and it automatically creates a live website. This is very exciting. So now you have a live website to share your code and your work with others. You'll have access to a URL that anyone in the world can visit. So you can share it with your friends, your family, and you can share repos with coders so that they can look at the code and learn from you, or they can ask you if they can work on the project with you. Let's walk through the steps to export your projects to GitHub and publish your web page. So let's walk through the steps together. So 1, you need to make sure your project has a title. 2, you have to link Popcode to GitHub. 3, you're going to drop down the list to export repo. 4, you'll confirm that the repo for your project has been created on GitHub. And then 5, you're going to check out your live site. Okay, so let's do this together. I'm going to exit out of this. Okay, So first step, open Popcode and log in. All right, so if you look in this tab, I have a sample project. Oops, I'm gonna hide that, okay? So I just have some HTML. It's a really boring, sad site, but I'm going to export it to GitHub. So the next thing you're going to do is export it to GitHub, okay? So first, I need to link my Popcode account to GitHub. So it's going to ask me some questions to link these two together. So I'm authorizing Popcode. Hey, it's now linked. So you should see this blue bar right here that says your GitHub account is now linked. Okay, so you did it. So then, now that I have this project that I'm working on, right, it needs a title. I have a title, so that's great. What I'm going to need to do is export the repo. Okay, so select export repo. Okay, so I exported the repo, and then you can see in GitHub that now my project is here. So here's the title. Today I'm working on GitHub. I'm going to show you in Popcode again where the title is. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. All right, so here was the title, and you can see it transferred over to GitHub. Okay. And then let's look at the HTML I had. So it was really boring. I just had this body and I have a p tag here, and I wrote in GitHub is for sharing. Okay. So if we go to GitHub, and so here's the whole project. There's a lot of stuff here. You don't need to worry about that for now. But what you do need to know is that here's the index.html. Okay, so this is our HTML box. If we click on it, we'll see all of the HTML, and you can see here's the title that I had, here's the paragraph that I had. Okay, just like it was in Popcode. All right, so we've done all of these steps, and then we can check out the published site. All right, so we're going to check out the published site. And you see this link over here. It has my username, it says .github, and then it has the title. So if I click on this here, now I have a published website. All right, so here is the URL, and then here is my amazing code, its own website, and I can share this link with anyone and they'll be able to see this. All right, so now that you know how to export your project to GitHub, follow these steps for your Unit 4 project. So pause this video and try to follow those steps to export your Unit 4 project. And then if you are able to do it really quickly, you can just start exporting all of your work onto GitHub so that it all lives there. The next thing you need to do is submit a link to your GitHub profile. So that way your program managers, your volunteers will have your username, okay? So the first thing you'll have to do is navigate to your GitHub profile. And you can do that by clicking on your icon in the top right corner. Then you're going to copy the URL and you will select add link to paste in your page URL in Google Classroom. Okay, so this is what you're going to turn in, and I'll show you where to find it. So again, you're going to go here in the top right, go to your profile. It will probably look similar to this unless you already had a GitHub profile. So here's the coding that we did today. This is the link you want. Copy this link. put it in Google Classroom, and share it with everyone. All right. Our goal for today was that coders export projects to a shareable online portfolio. So how do professional developers use GitHub? All right, so take a moment to think about how developers use GitHub. And a question for you, which of the following will you not use GitHub for during this course? Okay, so our exit ticket is, which of the following will you not use GitHub for during this course? A, publish your projects for others to view. B, create an online portfolio for your work. C, store the code for your unit projects. D, write your code. Okay, so go to Google Classroom, go to this unit. This is unit 5, lesson 1, and answer A, B, C, or D. And then you can also tell us, who are you most excited to share your work with? I'm very curious, who are you sharing your projects with? And that's all we have for today. Congratulations on creating your GitHub account. You are going to be using it a lot for the rest of this class. And happy coding. See you next time.